Yes.
Bogdanov, he did it.
He bought.
He went all in.
Dumpy. Oh! Oh!
You heard it here first. Bitcoin is going to zero. When it comes out, zero.
Just hodl, bro.
Welcome to the TGH podcast, where we aim to give you a quick rundown of the latest news. Once again, support us to support you by liking, following, and subscribing to our channels. How's it going, guys?
Pretty great.
Doing good, yeah.
Pretty good.
Market's looking a little bit fishy over the last few days, isn't it? A lot of fear.
Yeah, we finally hit extreme fear again.
Extreme fear. What rating is extreme fear again? Sorry,
25 and lower.
20. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
25.
Yeah.
25.
25. Yeah. 45 to 55 is neutral. I'm pretty sure, and then greed is above 55 all the way to like. I guess the counterpoint would be 75. So above 75 is extreme greed. But
yeah. But we're still kind of at a support level, aren't we? We're still at a support level, aren't we?
Showing its support, just fine. I mean, we're outpacing the S&P technically, so could be worse. Honestly, we've
just been like a 5% move or so.
Yeah, it's been nothing.
People are already flipping out.
It's been nothing, has it? So I suppose as a general thesis, just relax.
Yeah.
What news have we got this week, Keegan?
Yeah, so generally speaking, in relation to the traditional indexes, we've dropped anywhere from like 3 to 4% on the week, which normally when you compare that to crypto, we're at about a 1 to 5, or we previously were at a 1 to 5 basis point comparison. So like, let's say if it drops 3% on traditional indexes, we're going to see, a 15% drop on Bitcoin. We didn't see that. We saw like a 2% drop for both Bitcoin and ETH, which is super weird. Doesn't normally happen. That we actually see strength in Bitcoin relative to stocks in the midst of stocks crashing. So that was actually kind of cool, kind of interesting. Not really sure how it's going to play out in the long term, but we're going to see what goes on because, again, we have had lower lows on centralized exchanges for both of them on a weekly basis. We're kind of beating a dead horse here, but we just hit lower lows again, which is kind of ridiculous. We just don't really stop at the moment. People just keep taking money off of the centralized exchanges into their private wallets, which is pretty awesome. It means people are taking custody over their own funds, which is huge.
Finally getting a little bit smarter and taking the money off exchanges. Finally.
I'm wondering if a lot of the regulation that's coming in is causing people to do that as well, regarding to what we were saying about.
Oh, yeah.
The new tax.
Funny enough, it did kind of speed up recently, after, the EU announced their whole, $1,000 KYC, BS thing. It actually kind of sped up recently, so that's an interesting tie in there. But overall, just continuously bullish withdrawals from exchanges.
Yeah.
And you love to see it, that people are taking custody over their own assets. So in unrelated but interesting news, UST, the Terra stablecoin, has officially hit number 3. They have just surpassed BUSD for third place. They are now at $17.5 billion market cap, which is kind of nuts for a stable that actually only has 25% of the volume of BUSD.
Yeah.
So it's larger, but has a quarter of the volume.
And considering how young the token is, like the stablecoin.
Yeah, super young. And I think a lot of that is driven by the 20% yield on Anchor, obviously.
Yeah, that's true.
And so then so much is staked that there's not as much volume. But there is still that huge demand because people see 20% and they're like, well, that's easy. You're just going to print me 20%. Okay, sure.
I have no clue where the money is coming from, to be honest. I'm kind of worried to put my money in when I get guaranteed 20% on a stable coin. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
I mean, they said that, the entire idea behind the 20% is to bootstrap the ecosystem, but I don't know how long that's going to last to where 20% is sustainable.
Yeah.
20% a lot. That's huge inflation numbers for
definitely.
Yeah. So not going to make a comment of what I think will happen in the near term, but I do think it's a fascinating experiment overall.
The community is quite wild, so better not say too much.
Yeah, not even that I'm short. I'm not short or long
No,
Luna.
me
I
neither.
don't hold any at the moment. I am out of my
Yeah.
positions. I just think it's a fascinating experiment at this point that they're trying to make decentralized cryptos that are backed by other cryptos. And so I don't know. It's interesting to say the least, but they are now officially number 3. So obviously significant chunk of people think that they are the way to go. So we'll just have to see. Yeah. In totally unrelated hype news, the appearance of moonbirds this week is probably the craziest shit I've seen in the 2 years I've been here. It launched this week with a mint price of 2.5 ETH and has now done 111,000 Ethereum in volume, which is equivalent to $324 million.
Wow. That's crazy.
The floor price is 37.
Was Indiana telling us about these earlier, later last week?
Been some other ones.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, I think it was some other ones. Yeah, these literally were minted in the midst of this last week, and they went from a floor of 2.5 to 37.
Oh my god!
And some of these are selling for like over 300 or 400 ETH.
Okay. Sorry. So NFTs are having a boom again right now, aren't they? Didn't they have record volume last month, or was it this month?
Well, they're on pace for record volume this month.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
but it's kind of like fueled by that collection.
Well, and I think a lot of it is like a lot of the blue chip NFTs are doing really well, and then some of them, some rare collections obviously do very well, but then a lot of the broader market isn't doing as hot on NFT markets. A lot of their floors have dropped, so I don't know. It's a weird balance for them, but the hype definitely still exists.
Yeah.
It is by no means gone.
I'm still waiting for the Grumpets floor price to push up.
Yes, I am as well.
Ugly NFTs. They went really heavy as well. Went really heavy into Grumpets. So it's always when before the actual reveal, they actually are worth more. Once they're revealed, normally they drop in price, don't they? That happened with the Wilder World beasts as well, didn't it, Keegan? They went.
No, they're back up.
Oh, they're back up, are they?
They're back up to half an ETH.
Oh, great! I might even sell mine then. Saying that.
Yeah, no.
What is that profit-wise then? Only times 2.
A little
is it
times
7x or so?
Is it?
Times 3, okay.
If you mint it, it's like times 7.
Yeah.
The one I minted was times 7. Yeah, I minted for like 0.07 ETH. I got lucky within like the first 2 minutes of.
Maybe I did then. I don't know. Either way,
I think it was somewhere around 0.7, 0.8.
Either way,
0.07 and 0.08.
We called them, didn't we? At TGH a couple of weeks ago, didn't we? So like, times 6, times 7.
Well, and there's actually there's a little bit of news related to Wild Worlds, so we'll mention that a little bit. But actually, cool news related to them actually today. So
cool.
But before that, Bitcoin and ETH are officially entering the Australian big leagues. They are both preparing to launch an ETF this next week, a spot ETF. 4 different clearinghouses have all checked off on listing, contain very strict margin requirements of 42% for the volatility that is implied with crypto. But since all 4 were able to complete these requirements, Australia is officially going to list a spot ETF for both. It should happen this week. We don't know the exact date, but they're expecting $1 billion of inflow this week upon listing. Wow. So
that's a lot of cash.
Australia is not messing around. They finally decided to go full throttle. So we'll see if other countries follow suit. But pretty huge. Pretty huge. I would just guess, just news in general for both, because it means they're being taken seriously.
As a quick explainer for those who don't know, the spot ETFs are actually backed by Bitcoin or Ethereum, while paper is basically just numbers in the computer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Which is huge, because then if it's a spot, it means they actually have to buy it so that it can be offered.
It's actually just like then buying Bitcoin and
Exactly.
Ethereum.
Yeah. So
Rather
if
than-
the US, for example, would approve a Bitcoin Ethereum ETF, you can expect both to fucking fly. To be honest.
Cool.
Yeah, which is nuts. Yeah. So very huge news, and I am excited to see how that turns out this week. Honestly, I'll be
Well,
keeping an eye on
exciting.
that.
It's something to watch, isn't it? As well, if you're involved in crypto, then it's something to keep your eye on. Most of this
Yeah.
stuff that we're talking about tonight is just stuff that's worth keeping your eye on. If you're involved in crypto, then just keep your eye on it.
Yep.
It just keeps you
And
focused.
so another thing to keep an eye on, Coinbase has released their Coinbase NFT platform. It has mixed reviews so far. It sounds like it's similar to Coinbase, like Instagram,
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Instagram for NFTs. And
Right.
according to
I didn't know that.
CT Twitter,
Mm.
the comment sections are pretty savage.
Right.
Like imagine OpenSea having a comment section essentially, so for all the NFTs that you don't like,
Yeah.
imagine them getting shit on.
Wow.
That's kind of what
It's gonna cause prices to. It's gonna cause more reaction to prices, isn't it? Because people are able to put their views and comments and.
Yeah, you're gonna be able to
Oh
comment
my
directly
God.
on it
Now you
instead
will
of just
have
only in the
fucking
TG.
G squads commenting on NFTs too.
Oh no.
People shilling their NFTs, shilling.
But funny
Shill it
enough,
away.
the Coinbase stock actually crashed from this.
Did it?
They hit an all-time low after it released.
Oh
My
shit.
God, all-time
Since
low.
listing. Yeah, hit an all-time low in the stock exchange post launch.
That's interesting.
And so,
Interesting.
yeah.
Yeah, you were mentioning
very
this Coinbase NFT platform last week or week before, and now it's finally launched, and so it's not been the best launch so far. Then, well, it's been a mixed.
Seldom
Well,
news,
no, I
maybe?
mean it has had millions of users and millions are signed up. So it really just comes down to what the long term, if there is actual usage and they actually gain revenue from it. But
yeah,
we'll have to see.
Cool.
Because often it was probably just one of those, sell the news.
Yeah, exactly.
Happens all the time. Let's be real.
Yeah.
So we'll just have to see, but still good for adoption that people are getting more NFT exposure. So
true. Good point.
Yeah. So our last major news, in kind of a shocking announcement, Ross Ulbright, for anyone who doesn't know who that is, he was the founder of the Silk Road, what would be called an illicit, basically traded illicit stuff for Bitcoin and other things just on the internet. And so the problem was he got arrested in 2015 for creating the Silk Road, and he was demanded to pay $183 million in debt to the US government for all the transactions that occurred on the Silk Road.
Yeah.
Kind of shitty, but he was sentenced to life in prison, and so to absolve his debt, he is giving up $3 billion of his Bitcoin to the US government.
My issue is if he only owes 183 million, why is he paying 3 billion?
I think it's to get him out.
Right.
I think he's trying to be absolved of his sentence.
Jesus,
he doesn't have
3 billion.
I don't know. Yeah, it's
looking at the news now, I'm kind of confused because who's the guy with the weird eyebrows? I forgot his name. Draper? Wasn't it Draper buying the Silk Road Bitcoins a couple of years ago from an auction?
I don't. Wait, you mean these Bitcoin from the Silk Road?
I think so, yeah.
I didn't think they got. Yeah, no. These are Ross's personal.
I just googled it. Tim Draper was one of the 45 people bidding on the confiscated Bitcoin during the 12-hour auction. The Bitcoins were auctioned off in 9 blocks of 3,000 Bitcoins and 1 block of 2,655. Draper was the ultimate winner of all 10 blocks of the auction. In total, he paid 19 million for 29,657 Bitcoins. So Draper did.
So now I'm kind of confused how he still owes them or some shit.
Strange. I'll put that article on here anyway, but yeah, either way, he's got more. He's got more than Russell.
That's the thing. No. Yeah, this sounds like this is his 3 billion. Like he owns this Bitcoin because of just his activities, And so I think he's just using his own Bitcoin to pay it off, not necessarily
to see him get out. To be honest,
I would love it. I mean, I
Yeah.
personally, he just because people did illicit trading on that doesn't mean that he didn't
would-
create something that was illegal, in my opinion.
I would love to see Ross Ulbricht doing documentaries, talking about what happened. I've watched loads of podcasts on the Silk Road. If people haven't seen the Silk Road and watched what happened, it's well worth tons of podcasts out there.
Amazing story.
It's amazing, isn't it? It's an amazing story. Definitely
Oh,
worth
it's an
a
incredible
watch.
story.
Even
Yeah,
how
I mean,
how
well,
the
he
FBI
stands
caught
for,
him was fucking fascinating.
He had a massive. He contributed towards the libertarian lifestyle loads, didn't he?
Yeah.
He contributed towards what we are now calling the libertarian. He's one of the sort of not founders, but one of the kind of foundations of the.
I think he also helped.
He believed in the freedom of
crypto
transaction.
adoption.
Help
Yeah.
what? Sorry, Panda.
Helped
Sorry.
with crypto adoption in some sense, because
Yeah.
most people had their first crypto exposure through Silk Road.
Yeah, true. It's a good point. That actually, yeah, it's a good point. That
A
interesting
lot
stuff.
of buddies bought weed on the Silk Road.
Yeah, interesting stuff. I guess we'll see what happened.
Yeah, we'll have to see. So yeah. Anyways, that concludes our world news.
Indiana just mentioned. Sorry, what was it? Indiana.
Oh, no. Oh, you're right. We should include this.
We should
Indiana
include
go
this.
up.
Indiana.
Yeah, Elon,
Yes, Indiana go
Elon
up.
Musk is just took over Twitter, and he owns it now. So congratulations to
Shit.
Elon Musk.
So Elon Musk just bought Twitter minutes ago. Wow.
How much?
Yeah.
42 billion?
You heard it first.
approximately.
You heard it first
Yeah.
at TGH.
I'd like to leave. I'd like to leave a challenge for anyone listening to put in the comments as well what they think Elon Musk might do with Twitter. I'm going to just quickly say I think he's going to possibly make anonymous accounts have to dox or provide some sort of information,
Oh,
prevent
that would be
bullying and things
terrible,
like
to be
that.
honest.
That's my guess.
I love that. Yeah,
That's an
I
interesting
think
guess.
He also
I
talked
would
about
hope
adding
not.
an edit feature as well. He's also mentioned that a
No,
few
please.
times.
I hope no.
I know. I hope not too. Imagine that, the mess it would cause.
It would cause such a mess.
That would
Oh my
actually
goodness.
contribute towards bullying and stuff like
Oh,
that, and
It
false
would be so
information.
bad. Well, you could do misinformation up the ass too.
Yeah,
I mean,
true.
fuck.
Exactly.
Every time someone shills something, it goes bad. Oh, I'm just gonna edit that.
Oh,
Like,
100%.
dude, that's so
Yeah.
Bots
manipulative.
as well.
Please
He
do
wants
not
to get
add
rid of
that.
bots, doesn't he?
Of bots.
Yeah, bots, Twitter bots. Yeah.
If he can do that, yeah, props. But I mean, how do you differentiate? I mean, okay, it should be pretty obvious, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I would hope he would. It's a weird development, man.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
never seen someone just offer billions of dollars
know,
to
I know.
found an entire company.
He does think he is like the Twitter Giga Chad. So we'll see what happens. We'll cover more
True.
news on this next week. We'll watch it develop over the next week and then give another update next week on what's happened. So stay tuned.
100%. Yep, we will.
For the
Yeah, we'll
latest
keep
Twitter
everybody
news.
updated.
Yeah, stay tuned for the latest Twitter news. Yeah.
Right. All right. So, all right. On to the TGH Picks news. First, we have the Unfettered. They have just announced they will be hosting their IDO on Red Kite and Poker Foundry. Both Red Kite and Poker Foundry are top 5 launch pads, which is super cool. So,
Wow.
expecting great things from that launch. Really excited for it. Glad they got a good one because their graphics are nuts, and so they honestly deserve a good launch. So yeah, that's huge. We don't have a date yet, but just keep an eye out. We'll keep everybody updated. But yeah, so if you have tokens in either Red Kite or Poker Foundry, you'll be able to get in the IDO. So big
Wow.
news there. Yeah. Other IDO news, we will soon be having the launch of the Goons of Galatroon, also known as GOB, G-O-B, a metaverse game that combines NFTs, open world play, and mini games all into one game experience. They just had a huge partnership with Merit Circle, and they'll be releasing some other info regards to centralized exchanges in the future, but they will be launching on the 28th of April for their IDO. So also keep an eye out there. Yeah, lots of good stuff launching soon. Actually, I'm kind of excited.
Yeah, there's a lot of people are backing Goons. Tons of people are starting to talk about it. It's definitely one to keep an eye on if you're looking for new NFT. Just been mentioning about NFTs, how they're blowing up.
Their floor price actually, right
Yeah.
after we started learning about it, has started now to pumped pretty well. It's up from like 0.12 to 0.4 or something.
It's actually
like
starting to trend now. So if you're looking at getting into a new trending NFT project, while the prices are still low, 0.4 is nothing, is it? When it comes to NFTs, we've seen.
Reasonably speaking.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Cool.
It's not. Yeah. So moving on, we have a pretty big partnership between GameFi and the Good Games Guild. So the Good Games Guild is basically a protocol that helps games get guilds together so that people can rent assets. Like I know a lot of people basically can't afford to get into the starting level to start into a game to earn, right? And so what they do is people that do own these assets, they rent them out to them so that they can then earn a percentage. And usually it's heavily weighted, or it should be heavily weighted towards the player, and then like the person that owns it just gets like 20%, you know. And so then it's kind of it's actually popped off huge. This is a huge market because there are a lot of people looking to rent game items that can't afford them straight off the bat, and then it actually can let you earn up to where you can purchase them yourself.
It's a great idea, actually. Yeah,
it's an amazing idea.
Yeah, it's a really clever idea. And so actually now this partnership, what it'll do is so GameFi, their gaming ecosystem, will have access to the guilds that the Good Games Guilds offers, and then the Good Game Guilds will then also have access to the games that GameFi offers. So it's it's an easy win-win. It makes perfect sense for them to partner together because then they get access to both of their developments, which
everyone's a winner.
It's kind of a no questions asked partnership. It kind of makes a lot of sense in hindsight. So yeah, really good for them. Should bolster their just general sentiment in the ecosystem.
Love it.
Yeah, so our Wilder Worlds hint. Neo, one of the head devs for Wilder Worlds, has potentially hinted at an airdrop because there has never been one yet for Wilder Worlds, and he wanted to change that. You can check that Twitter tweet. Sorry. You can check the tweet in the show notes, but he basically says that he wants to change the fact that there hasn't been an airdrop. So we don't know the requirements for that, but it will likely be owning Wilder World assets, just because that's what they're building. They're building a huge universe, starting in Miami. So stay tuned there. Okay, so second to last, we have Spintop has concluded their contribution time as of today. Yeah, today's the 25th for the Creo Engine IDO. We mentioned this last week. The IDO itself, went pretty smooth. The raises have all gone very smooth so far. Now we just have to wait for the launch. And if they just keep putting out clean launches, the better it looks long term for me. I'm still just farming my spin. So like
once again, the price is not reflecting the quality of the project, but also the market. Lot of stuff is tanked. So if you are holding spin and you're wondering why's the price going down, look at everything else. Everything is going down.
It didn't dip too much for a small cap.
Well, you have to remember also, like it's fallen out.
You're right.
It's dipped down to this 10-cent level, but now it's held even with like staking emissions. So like people at this point are just accumulating regardless.
Yeah.
And so
go on.
I would recommend. I'm still accumulating from my LP. So
I think the team will start buybacks and things like that because the money that they make from all the IDOs, they will use part of that money to invest and buy back the token themselves. That's what I think we're going to start seeing soon. You see it all the time when a project launches a launch pad. The money that they make from launching each of the projects, each new project,
they put it back in.
They use like a fifth or a quarter of that money. They put it back in and they buy back the
token. Except that one launch pad. I think.
Got about paid.
Oh, I didn't want it to.
Didn't want to say it out loud.
So funny.
My bags are heavy, man. Heavy.
Oh, that hurt.
Same.
That hurt.
That's so funny. That was good timing. That was.
I'm looking at all my prices. I'm looking at current price. I'm sad.
I'm sad.
I even told them as well. I even told them. I said, like, you guys should use some of the revenue that you make from It's like it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. It's not costing you.
It's the
It's
most
costing you
obvious thing.
nothing. It's costing you
Yeah.
absolutely nothing. It's absolutely no-brainer. You're launching projects. You're making
You just get
tons of
slightly
money.
less profit,
Use,
and then you
yeah,
also
just
make all
use.
your
Yeah.
investors happy as
Yeah,
fuck.
you're losing no money and you're making everyone happy. You're
And honestly, it had
strengthening-
like the craziest momentum I've ever seen, and then it just fucking dropped.
But this is my
Disappeared.
issue. This is my issue, right? When a project, when a community has all this momentum, it all ties in together.
Yeah,
You don't
you
just
have
get
to.
one and,
Yeah.
and the others. It all works together. It's like
Yeah.
a chemistry between them all, and you have to keep that initiative. You can't just go,
Mhm.
we'll let it drop off and then we'll come back. Once you've let it go, it's gone. People
Yeah.
move on and then they're gone. It's hard to get them back again.
Because
And
the space is fast.
especially what I find is when someone moves on from a project and they're gone,
He will fucking hate it. Always
but
shit talk the project. Yeah.
They will not come back. Once they're gone, they're gone.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
like
They're
keep
like,
the
I sold.
initiative.
Fuck it.
Yeah,
Hope
exactly.
it never goes up. It's like, what?
It's almost like another reason not to go back. Well, I already sold that, so why would I touch
Yeah.
it again? So I'm
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
furious at projects that don't keep momentum going because I'm like, you've got to keep it going. Once you've got it, keep the initiative. Stay on that front foot. Don't let the gas off.
Exactly.
So I'm also annoyed with that. Anyway, yeah, crack on. Sorry.
That's okay. It happens. All right. So for our last piece of news, Digital Bits, XTB is on the hunt for NFT creators. Since that hype is still definitely ongoing, as we can see by Moonbirds. The contest started on the 21st and will end on the 28th. So if you're an aspiring artist or you just want to enter a chance to win 10 grand, here you go. The top 100 submissions will win 100 XTB, and the top artist will receive the 10K, as well as getting to help with the actual like NFT drop itself. So they'll help get to design how the NFT drop is going to work and what it'll kind of look like, and all that kind of stuff. So all the 100 winners will get their own piece in the design of the NFT drop. So huge rewards here for artists. So definitely recommend checking that out.
Love it.
And it's
Also, from
back
another
to-
perspective, they just partnered with David Beckham. They also partnered with, I forgot the fucking other name, but also a very big football player. And being involved in a project which has such big
Totti.
partners is
Totti.
which one? Totti.
Totti.
Yeah.
Oh, they partnered with Totti. Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
Totti. And
before,
there's other-
before that,
There's other
Beckham.
ones as well.
Yeah.
And
Funny.
sorry to butt in here, guys, but some people have said that who cares about Beckham and Totti, like, and a lot of the retail investors are sort of snubbing it, but it's not always about the retail investors. Big players like Beckham and Totti coming in, they are showing legitimacy. The fact that they're putting their name on that project is it's not just giving confidence to bigger investors. So when institutions and massive whales see Beckham like putting his reputation on the line, they're like, well, that's something. So I think it's really important. And is XTB back at the support level now? Is it back at that support?
Yeah,
I think it is around 30 cents.
Yeah,
it's been roller coastering right above 30 cents. And right below.
Yeah.
So if you can catch below, nice.
It's at 30 cents right now. What an absolute bargain. I've bought an absolute load at 33 to 36 cents. It went down to 25 cents. I was like, no!
I think my lowest is 27.
And then,
I think.
Yeah.
Ladder.
Yeah.
I always ladder. Reminder to always ladder.
Yeah, true.
Go all in.
Yeah, I went
Up
really
and
heavy.
down.
I went really heavy because there was loads of news rumored to be coming. Obviously, there's always rumors.
Yeah,
but
true.
But
There's
I'm kind
always-
of there's always rumors. But after the whole Beckham thing, I'm like just thinking to myself, I'm just waiting now for they haven't got any massive exchanges, have they? So I'm thinking to myself, when are they going to start listing on the big boys? So I'm thinking,
cheeky.
Yeah, before it does list, might be worth accumulating.
When Binance is that like the it's the All the fake bots come in when Binance. When Binance.
They'll be gone when Elon Musk takes over Twitter.
Oh God, no.
Oh, love it, love it.
They might be actually. That would be good. Yeah, if Elon actually kicks them all out, kicks all the bots out, wouldn't be the end of the world.
If he kicks the bots out, some of the big influencers are going to fucking drop in followers.
True.
That would be
Times.
So just to round up there, guys, people rather than being scared when the market is dropping, I think the more successful people sort of try to view when the market is dropping as an opportunity rather than getting scared and using all your resources to worry. Use them to start researching and looking. Well, what is low? What's a good opportunity? And then switch that mindset around. What 180 that mindset rather than panicking and getting all anxious and stressed. Start reaching and buy. And
bet on days when it's red, it's time to buy, and days when it's green, it's time to sell. Switch your mindset from being selling red and buying green.
Yeah, buy the fear, sell the cheer. I'm at a stage now where when I see people whining about the prices being low or a dip, I just think you're doing it wrong. You haven't got a clue.
Right. You're 2 steps behind at that point, so just don't be 2 steps behind.
100%. So, yeah, some good picks there, worth looking at. Gob, XDB, Spin Top, Unfettered. There's loads of projects now.
I've got a good feeling about Gob.
Yeah, I have two.
Well, you do. Nice.
I'm seeing loads of big influencers moving in as well on it, and I've learned to kind of look at who is actually promoting a project, because you have the best project in the world, can't you? But if no one's even talking about it, then it's like, well, nothing's gonna happen. Doesn't matter. So, okay, good stuff. Good stuff, guys.
Oh, actually, there's another mint coming up next week, I think, which could be quite good. I've seen some of the big influencers in there. This Fox NFT thing. You could maybe just leave their Telegram or some shit for people that are interested in another possibly good mint.
Okay.
Yeah, true. Nice.
Sounds good. Good stuff, guys. Great roundup. And once again, guys, like, follow, subscribe, help,
and don't panic sell.
Yeah.
And as of right now, it's already back over 3K, and Bitcoin is already back over 40K. So if you bought the dip, cheers on you, my guys.
Great stuff. See you next week, guys.
See you later.
See you next week.
Bye.